sweltering heats of the Mojave Desert, to the unpredictable habitat of Tanzania's Serengeti, to the murky depths of the Mariana Trench, to the exhilarating heights of Mount Kilimanjaro, you have the pleasure of listening to From Chicago to Dummast, the Dummast Podcast.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy Icekold. You've made it to episode 65. Hold on, let me check. I think it's 65. Episode 65. I'm pretty sure it's episode 65 of the Dummast Podcast. Yes, episode 65 of the Dummast Podcast. Like I said, your boy Icekold. I am here. Got an interesting episode for you guys today. This episode is going to be titled The Dummast Podcast, episode 65. We are not our ancestors. We will beat your ass. And I'm pretty sure you guys know why a lot of people have been talking about this like crazy. It's been all over the internet. It's been in the news, actually, about the Montgomery Brawl, the Montgomery, Alabama Brawl. Definitely going to get into that. But like I said, got an interesting episode for you guys today. Got my man Odd. Man, it's been a minute since Odd's been on the podcast, so I got Odd back in the mix. We chop it up about that situation. This episode is purely going to be about that situation. I'm going to briefly talk about it before I get into that interview. But also want to talk about some other things, just a few things. This summer, man, this summer has gone by so fast, and it's crazy because today was my kid's first day of school, and what is it, the 16th? That's early, man. I remember going to school, like when I was in grammar school, seemed like I didn't go to school until, I want to say it was like the middle of September when we went to school. I'm not quite sure, but I definitely know it was in September. Definitely not no August, and definitely not like the second week of August. This is crazy. But yeah, they back in school, and it just seems like this summer flew by. I feel cheated. I feel like I didn't do enough this summer. And I had all these plans like, oh yeah, we're going to go to this park. We're going to go to this beach. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I just feel like I didn't do none of that. I did get to go to Chicago, which was cool to see family. That was just a few weeks ago. We did some things. I don't know. It just feel like I didn't do enough. Like, it just seems like this summer is just flying by. It's not over yet. I think we still got a month left, but it seemed like it just started. And I was just sitting back thinking, like, why didn't I do enough? Like, why did it, I just don't know. But now that after taking some time to think about it, it was just hot. You know what I'm saying? It was just like extremely hot this fucking summer. Like, I didn't even want to go outside. Like, it was just like crazy hot. Couldn't deal with the heat, which made it unbearable to just like get out and do anything. Like, I remember telling my son, yeah, man, you're gonna have to get out, you're gonna have to exercise, you're gonna have to lose some weight, because he's a little chubby, a little porky. He ain't fat, he ain't obese, but he's getting there. You know what I'm saying? He need to go out and run a few laps. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't even let him go outside. Like, I couldn't even let him go do the things I wanted him to do. And we were supposed to work out together. It's just been too hot. And it's weird because I remember in the beginning of the spring, at the end of the spring and the beginning of the summer, I was like, man, it just don't feel like it's summer yet. It's still cool outside. It's still got that brisk in the air. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like within a blink of an eye, it just got hot, and it just stayed hot. Like, this has been a very hot, humid summer over here in Northern Virginia. And not just Northern Virginia, that's all over the country, all over the world. They say this was the hottest, this has been the hottest, the hottest, I guess, year on record since they've been taking the record of, you know, the climate. So this is it's scary, it's weird, but yeah, I mean, I truly believe that that's been a lot of the reason why I didn't get out and do as much as I really wanted to. And this, you know, again, this weather has just been too much. As far as kids going back to school, I'm happy to see them go back to school. I'm happy and sad. I'm not one of them parents. I think I don't know if I said it on here. I'm not one of them parents that like love when a kid go back to school. I'm happy for my 4-year-old because he's going to kindergarten. He was in pre-K last year. He's in kindergarten now. He's excited. My other son, you know, he just want to sit in the bed and play video games all day. He really just don't want to do anything but that. I don't know. I see a lot of celebrating online and a lot of you know, yeah, I get some free time and stuff like that. I'm just not like that. I don't mind having my kids. I just don't. I don't mind them being around. For the most part, they can get annoying. I have to escape or something like that, or have to run away a little bit. But I know that's bad to say, but yeah, it's a thing where online people are just like, you know, like they got their freedom back and stuff like that. I am not one of them parents, and I just usually find that weird. Like, you don't like your kids that much, where you just like you're happy to send them away for 8 hours a day. Like it's to me, it's weird. I just never got that. I'm not one of them parents. But yeah, back into the crux of the show. So, like I said before, the name of this episode is going to be called "We Are Not Our Ancestors, We Will Beat Your Ass." Something like that. I'm gonna play with it. There's gonna be something like that, or maybe that. I don't know. Maybe if it's grammatically correct the way I'm saying it, that's what it's gonna be. This is not to say anything disparagingly upon black ancestors, my black ancestors. It's not that, because they did what they had to do in that time they had to do it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, we can't be, we can't have the same process as our ancestors, and we can't even have the same processes as the same as the civil rights movement, which was far, much more further along. I've been saying it for years. I mean, yeah, it's good to march. It's good to have rallies. It's good to, organize and things like that when injustice happens. But I've been saying it for years. Gone are the times we should be running to the police with every little problem. Sometimes you just got to whoop a motherfucker ass when they get out of pocket. And I believe that it's going to rid the situation. That's not going to stop someone from being racist. That's not going to stop a Karen from Karening. But it will put it in the back of their mind that they can't just do anything to us like they once did back when slavery went on, back when you had Jim Crow and stuff like that. Those days are done. We will whoop your ass. And what I'm talking about, like I said, the Montgomery Brawl, we all saw it. Basically, a guy tried to tell some white people who owned a little boat or whatever it's called, a dinghy, I don't know, to move his boat because the big boat, the big river boat had to park, and they were just like, "How dare your black ass?" In so many words. I don't know what they said, but I could kind of know what went on. How dare your black ass tell us what to do? And it's that privilege. It's that privilege that I get to say anything to you, no matter if you're in a high, not higher position, but a ranking position where I do get to tell you what to do. What are you talking about? I do. I work here. You do not. You're a customer at this point. Move your shit. Or not even a customer. I am the security guard here. I do get to tell you what to do. Move your shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you don't outrank that person at that point. Just move your shit and move along. But no, they jumped on the guy. The guy, his sons, and his friends, whoever the fuck they were, they jumped on a gentleman, just trying to let them know you got to move. And not only did they jump on him, some wives came and all that. And to my delight, to my pleasure, black folks saw it and they weren't having it, and all hell broke out. And those people of privilege wind up getting their ass whooped. I mean, they ass mollywopped. They had people diving in the water to escape that ass whooping. They had a guy swinging shit, boy, a sweet song off their chairs, bro. He tapping everybody with the chair. Bing, 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 bing. Tapping people with them chairs. So, that right there is another thing I want to talk about, because I'm starting to see online where people can't understand, and I'm not talking about black. Well, there was some black people in there, but there are people in there. They can't understand why we would take joy in seeing something like that. And I do say it, and it's going to be some double talk here, because me and I do talk about this situation. So you'll hear kind of a little double talk. It wasn't necessarily the brawl that we get enjoyment out of. It is a black person seeing a black person in distress and coming to help. Wasn't about the brawl. I mean, that was like the icing on the cake. That was the cherry on top, But to see someone in a situation where they were not going to get out of it in good shape, and we intervened. My people intervened. I personally would have intervened if I was there, because I know my character. I know several people that I know personally would not have let that go down, and that's how I want everybody to be. We shouldn't. If it's the president of the United States, if it's the police, if it's people in white hoods, we should not let this type of shit go down if we are physically able to. If we are physically able to somehow intervene, whether it's breaking it up, whipping ass, we should not let that shit go down. That shit is done. We are not our ancestors. We will whoop your ass. And that's that right there is the way it should be. That's the way, you can't. It's a privilege to think you can do something to someone and you just come out unscathed. That's a privilege. That is a privilege, and it shouldn't be a privilege. It shouldn't be a thing where you can run up into a fight, or even the wives who came and tried to jump in it. You tried to jump into a brawl and you expect not to get hit. You run into a dust up and you expect not to get backlash, not to come out unscathed. That's a privilege. To think you're gonna jump on a man, a black man. To think you're gonna jump on a black man where it's a bunch of black people around and they're not gonna do anything, that is a privilege. And that is a privilege we need to deny you from. We need to take that privilege away. It should be somewhere in the back of your mind to think, yeah, I shouldn't do that because I'm going to get fucked up. Whether you racist or not. This thing I shouldn't do because I might get fucked up. In that absence of thought, the absence of thought in that head, in your head about that, that's a privilege. Because before, that's the way it was. Before that's the way it was. We were scared of the repercussions of going after or even defending ourselves from the elite, from the people in power. Not anymore. In a lot of cases, yes, but in most cases, not anymore. You're gonna get your ass whooped, and I want to tell everybody this: like, You like, and I'm not saying. Here's the thing, and I'm not promoting violence. I do want to say that I'm not promoting violence. I'm saying the end result of your disrespectful and physical interactions with us could lead you into getting your ass whooped. That's all I'm saying. I'm not promoting violence. What I'm saying is any way we intervene, any way we decide to intervene is good for us, it's good for our people, and we need to do more of that. That's all I'm saying. That right there is all I'm saying. But the confusion on, why are y'all taking so much joy in this? Why are y'all taking, those people should be in jail. Those people, it was a brawl, violence, and you guys are, why you taking part? Why you so happy about violence? And again, it's not that. It's not the violence. We saw black people helping black people in trouble, and that's where that comes from. I would have been just as happy if they would have just broke it up. It wouldn't have been as funny. It wouldn't have been as funny. It wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have been as funny, but I would have been just as happy and just as pleased. And the memes and videos coming from this whole situation. Here's the thing: the situation is starting to die down now. There's not too much. It's not like it was the first 2 days. The first 2 or 3 days, oh my God, I was glued to my phone, just looking for new stuff. Like, it was great. This was like, man, I don't think we had one like this since like Will Smith went up there and smacked Chris Rock. That was, I think that was the last one that was this big. But this one was pretty special. This one was pretty special, and I'm glad to see it. I'm gonna get into this interview with the Odd Man, and watch us chop it up. And I ain't got nothing else to say. Roll it. Okay, I'm here with the Odd Man, Cultivar's big man himself, Odd Man. What's up with you, boy?
Not much, Ice. Just chilling. Been doing RP, hanging out. Tomorrow's actually my fucking birthday, so,
I was about to say that. And also, I was going to tell you, fuck your birthday.
Yeah, fuck. Might as well.
Bro, I don't know if you've ever caught some of our podcasts where we talk about each other's birthdays, and it's always just fuck your birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, we even had a show called, we even had one of the episodes is called Fuck Your Birthday. So.
Well, I mean, I've mentioned this before. I grew up pretty poor. My mom worked for the school district, but she wasn't a teacher, so she didn't get paid during the summer. My birthday's in the summer. Mm-hmm. Now you can pretty much guess where that led. And then it took until almost December to get caught up on the bills, so there wasn't much money for Christmas. So I'm like, fuck Christmas, fuck my birthday. What's the present, right? Like, what's a present?
Right, fuck all that shit, huh?
Yeah, but we do have it set up on the my stream now that you can send food to me, and I'm Italian, man, so food is love.
I did not know you were Italian.
Yeah,
did not know that.
Yeah,
had no clue.
Only like 25%, but
Oh yeah. So there's a reason I brought you here, man. It's
you needed non-color commentary.
Yes, because everybody is everybody is talking about this the brawl for it all in Montgomery, Alabama.
The whole riverboat thing.
Man, this has been like one of the best things I've ever seen in my life, bro.
It ranks up there with the Twisted Iced Tea thing,
bro. Yeah, I forgot all about this shit. But you know what? I seen I haven't seen anybody get a white person's take on this situation.
Oh well, you ain't gonna get one here either, because I grew up in the hood, motherfucker. I'm probably gonna be saying a lot of the same stuff y'all were saying.
Well, no, you know what? I needed your perspective on it. The friendly neighborhood cult leader. I need his perspective on it. I don't know if our takes is going to be different. I don't know if our takes on it is going to be the same, but I need your perspective.
So I saw.
And I wish I had it queued up. But I will probably run it over. Just run some B-roll over what we're talking about.
Well, like I saw the video, right? Like you had white privilege versus a good time on the riverboat, right? That's basically what that came down
good
to.
time on exactly.
Is white privilege tried to trump, and they probably voted for him, a good time on the riverboat, right? Now,
Okay.
the white people were assholes. Where I
Mhm.
think, and this is the place that I will say this, I have no idea what the verbal exchange between white privilege and the folks that came off the riverboat was, but the only thing that I see went sideways from y'all's people perspective is the physical violence that was enacted first. Like when he slapped the dog piss out of that fucking guy on the boat,
Mhm.
right? I could have done without the violence, but it was fucking hilarious. Like I said, I don't know what the
Don't get me
exchange
wrong.
was.
In the memes, in the videos, in the jokes, it's like it's not stopping. It's just getting better and better. Like
Right.
you usually like around the second or third day, you kind of tired of it. I'm still laughing at this shit.
My favorite one so
laughing at
far is the motherfucker with the folding chair in the trunk that says you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. Right?
You know, I'm gonna take a little something, a little phrase that I always hear you say. They fucked around and found out.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Them
totally.
guys fucked around and found out because we showed up, and I'm putting we here. Putting we here. We showed up like the Avengers. Like they thought shit was sweet. Hell yeah. Yeah. Right. You don't see this often. You don't see this often. And I think the reason why you don't see it often is because of maybe fear of what can happen and how things usually turn back around on people of color. Let me ask you a question. I don't know if I'm getting too deep here. I'm probably not getting deep at all. But can you understand why maybe black people find, I'm not going to say beauty in this, but, you know, how they can kind of find something
poetic justice
right with it.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yes.
Look, here's the thing. Every time I've talked to like the conservative right friends that I have, and they start bitching about, well, why do black people have to tear down everything? My logic is this, right? Like when they get mad with the riots and stuff that happen when your back is up against the wall, when you have had to eat shit for centuries, all right? This is not like this is just a new thing for them to have to deal with. When you have to eat shit for centuries upon centuries, for generations upon generations upon generations, and you're still eating shit to this day, fuck yeah. I'm mad as hell and ain't gonna take it anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I will never know what it feels like to be a person of color, a black person, an African American. I will never know that rage and that feeling that y'all have to feel on a regular basis, right? Like I'm not saying that you're always angry, but it's in there, I think. You know? I will never know that. The best that I can do is not necessarily understand, but kind of commiserate. Like I get it. You're angry and you have every right to be. You have every right to be ready at the moment's notice. You have every right that when someone that looks like me utters the N-word, to jump their shit, because people that look like me have been treating y'all like shit forever.
Right.
That doesn't mean I'm going to treat you like shit, but I understand.
No, you're empathetic. I get you. I definitely get it.
I think that answers your question.
No, it does. It does. I know. I saw this and I felt pride. I felt proud that people helped this guy. And not only did they help him, they got extra. They went extra. I have no problem with it.
They mollywopped the fuck out of them.
Yeah, and not only them, but it started some other shit in other places, and we don't know what was said. So you said he slapped the guy on the boat. I don't know what that. I don't know what they could have said to that guy to smack him on the boat. I wasn't there.
I do.
All I know, right?
I know. I'm pretty sure.
We don't know. All we know is the motherfuckers was on the boat. They tried to run off, tried to escape and get on the boat, and they got dealt with too. So who knows what was said? But when I see people coming out of the woodwork, I mean, my man threw he threw the head up, and I guess that was like the bat symbol. You know what I'm saying? Like to rally everybody up. Like he threw that head up, and I didn't understand why he threw the head up at first. When I saw people swimming through the river to get to that side of to get to that side, when I see people jumping off the steps, when I see people just coming out of nowhere and they rallied around this guy, I took pride in that because for so many years and so many of these videos that come out, you see people help every now and then, but for the most part, you see people just standing around taking pictures on their camera. You see people standing around just yelling. And now you see people that saw a black man down and was like, no, we're not standing for this shit no more. We're not standing for this shit no more. Could you imagine what would have happened if people saw the same thing with George Floyd?
Yeah.
We're not going to stand for this shit no more. And the name of this episode of the Dummast Podcast will be called "We Are Not Our Ancestors. We Will Whoop Your Ass." And that's not a knock on the way the ancestors. I say ancestors, but
things were different back then, though. They had to be the way they were
in order
to survive.
Exactly. I'm not saying
like that no more.
Yeah, I'm not saying that in a negative light. They dealt with it in the time they had to deal with it. They had to do it.
Oh no, I didn't even mean it that way either. I'm just saying they had to be that way. Like there was no as many rights as y'all still don't have, as more of a respect thing. As much respect as y'all don't have, y'all got a lot more leeway than your ancestors did.
Exactly. Exactly. You want to bump that up a couple, some hundreds of years. You got the way Dr. Martin Luther King and other civil rights leaders, they handled it. They handled everything. That we needed that. And that's what worked for that time in that era. We have moved beyond that.
Yeah, we are in the fuck around and find out era.
We are in a fuck around and find out era. You know what? And I've been saying this for some years now. A lot of people won't get it. A lot of these Karens won't get it. A lot of these bigots won't get it until you punch them in the mouth. And you deal with the repercussions afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like as a whole, if they knew some of the shit they said and some of the shit they tried to pull face to face, they would get beat up for it or they get smacked in the mouth for it. They probably wouldn't do it.
Well, I've always said, man,
just starting to figure that out. The Proud Boys just starting to figure that out because it seems like they getting their ass whooped every week.
Well, I've always said, man, you have the freedom to believe and say whatever you want, but you are not free of the consequences of those actions, right?
Exactly.
And if you open your mouth and pop off with some out-of-pocket shit, you can't act surprised when someone knocks your teeth down your throat.
There's a good chance you're gonna get your ass whooped, and whoever you standing with next to you, they're gonna get splatter damage.
If you don't, then society has failed at that point, right? Like, because you're getting a free pass that you don't deserve.
Yeah. Yep.
So
no, you know what? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, punch a racist in the mouth, right? I'm thinking next year for Black History Month, for the month of February, it should be punch a racist in the mouth. You hear some racist shit, just knock their teeth down their throat.
I'm saying it shouldn't even be for Black History Month. I think it's about that time. It's about that time we start walking around with these chairs, these folding chairs. I think it's about time we start walking around with these chairs. You can call it what you can call it, your open carry license. You know what I'm saying? You walk around.
All right, but here's the thing: collectively, Black people, I'm talking directly to you. if you keep walking around with chairs, if you're in a group, somebody has to have a soundboard on their phone queued up of JR yelling, "By God, it's a slobber knocker." All right? Like, work in teams, work tandem. Someone has the chair, someone has the soundboard, right?
Right. No, man, it's crazy. I mean, the whole video, the whole like from start to finish, and like you see multiple angles of it. It was a thing of beauty. When I saw the guy swimming, I was cheering him. I was like, "Get over there! Hurry up and get over there!" I was cheering him on.
I love
Turns
when
out
they
it was
threw
like a
a
little
girl
six.
in the lake.
Oh, I like it when the guys tried to escape, so they jumped in the river. You know what I'm saying? They were like, "Fuck this shit," and jumped in the river. They got tired of getting their ass whooped. Only way they had to get some respite was jumping in the damn river, bro.
Right?
Hilarious. I loved it. Do I think? Here's the thing, and you can be right. A person can be right, but that still also, like you said before, doesn't relieve you of the consequences. If these people wind up getting some type of fine, or some type of legal action or whatever, or not so much legal action, but like some type of
nothing.
Some type,
no. Wait,
no,
the white people or the black folk?
Some of them did go overboard. Don't get me wrong. I like seeing it.
Well, yeah, they threw them off the dock. That's overboard, right? They threw them. No, like seriously, who do you think should be penalized here? Because I'm gonna tell you.
The people that started it. The people that started it, for sure.
Yeah, because the black people, no, not at all. Not a single fine, not a single charge. Because enough cops have gotten away with bullshit over the years. They got a few in the tank, right? Like they got a few in the queue.
That's true. They don't, but we both know they don't look at it like that. Yeah, so, like I said, at some point, it should have been over. It did not go over. And don't get me wrong, I still love the whole thing. So people got to deal with the consequences of their actions. So I do get that, but at the same time, beautiful thing. I loved it.
Look, man, I grew up in
this
the
whole
hood.
this.
I know one thing: you don't stand between black folk and a good time. You just don't.
That's the thing. All right, we were having a good time. Not we that like I was there, but we as a person that shares that color. We were having a good time.
Not bothering nobody.
Not bothering nobody. And these guys didn't want to follow the rules because of privilege. No black man is going to tell me to move my pontoon boat or whatever the fuck it was.
It's a fucking riverboat. They'll back into you and crush your pontoon boat. Get the fuck out of the way.
So get the fuck out of the way. How dare this black man talk to me like that? And that's where that shit stemmed from. They was not gonna let that black man tell them what to do and what to do with their boat. Yeah, and they jumped it.
You know what? I said it last.
It didn't look like an older black dude. It didn't look like it was a young man. It looked like it was an older black dude, like 50s or something.
I said it last night.
The fact that they
jumped
on him is crazy.
Yeah, I said it last night on my show, and I'm tired of the labels. Right? I'm tired of black man. I'm tired of white man. I'm tired of this, that, or the other. I don't care anymore. You're human above all fucking else. And it's time we start focusing on that. Right? Like, this is not a black person and a white person. This is another human being shitty to another human for no fucking reason. And it needs to goddamn stop. All of this shit is fake. Skin color is not fake. Please hold on. Don't cancel me. But there is no difference other than the pigment of my skin between Ice and myself. There is no difference. We both need water, oxygen, love. We need food. We need a roof over our head. We all need the same fucking shit. So why does it matter what we look like? Why does it matter who we love? Why does it matter any of the fucking labels that we put on ourselves?
In a perfect world, that would make a lot of sense. It's not.
We need to get there. Like, just flat out, we need to get there. That's
a lot of time and a lot of work.
Yeah, but you know what? I got 40 some years left in me. I'll be 41 tomorrow. I'll be lucky if I make it to 80, right? I got 40 years left, and I don't want to ride this fucking shit show any longer, right? So Get it together. Let's go.
Yep. Now, I just needed to get you in here, and I wanted to talk to you about it from your perspective.
Yeah. Flat out, my perspective is fuck them white people.
Well, damn.
Flat out. They got exactly what they deserved.
Exactly.
If I was acting a clown like that, if I was fucking trying to exude white privilege, which, Jesus Christ, where is it? But anyways, if I was, if I was trying to exude white privilege, you damn well better believe someone should step in and fucking knock my teeth down my goddamn throat. Because the color of my skin does not make me better than you.
Exactly. Good take, man. I just wanted to get you in here, get your take, see how you was thinking about it, because I seen everybody else. So what, the podcast.
I was suspiciously quiet on this, huh?
Well, no. I saw you like a couple posts. Yeah. So no, it was just a thing where I was just seeing people. I wasn't seeing nobody get the other side. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody don't think like you. And not everybody thinks like them. You know what I'm saying? So, you're a friend. I consider you a close friend. So I wanted to get your take on it.
The other side just ain't got a leg to stand on. That's why you ain't seeing the other side. They ain't got a leg to stand on. If they have anything to say, it would be probably, well, them black people shouldn't have attacked them white people. But they can't say that in a public forum anymore.
Bro, I'm starting, like, it's been a few days, and I'm starting to hear. Which is why I asked you, can you see why we could take pride in something like this? I'm starting to hear them. There's been a couple rumbles. I'm starting to hear them. The voices starting to come out and saying things like, well, how could they like something like this? How why are they so violent? Why are they celebrating violence? Why are they, and you really, like, it's no way you can not understand why we can't feel some type of pride in this.
I want to say this. I doubt you have any Caucasian racists that watch your show, but on the off chance that one of them
I think I got one. I think I got
stumbles. I'm talking directly to you. If you ever wonder why black folk are so violent, just remember y'all motherfuckers made them that way. Flat out. Centuries of oppression. What happens when you put enough pressure on a piece of coal? It turns into a fucking diamond, and these black folks today are shining.
Yep. And I want to see more of it. I'm gonna be honest. I want to see more of it, but not just in the realm of like violence and swinging chairs and shit like that. I think when you really break it down and you look at the crux of it, we saw our people helping our people. And that right there, it didn't really even have to be about violence. If they would have came and just like broke everything up and just, 20 guys would have just came and separated, I would have felt the same pride. Yeah. It wouldn't have been as funny. But I would have I would have had the same emotion.
Here's the thing. There are thousands upon thousands of hoods across the country, right? Where there is a community, they are together, they are taking care of one another. These exist. The thing is, you don't see that, you don't hear that. The media doesn't push that, right?
Yeah, it's not televised. You will find more. Yeah, like, I know where you're going.
When's the last time you've seen some random person just filming they fucking cookout that they're having with their family or their neighborhood or whatnot? It doesn't happen that often. Right?
Well, I do.
Well, yeah, but you're living in the public realm, essentially. With this podcast and the Sons of Dummast and everything like that. Like, you're in the public view. But what I'm getting at, though, is that this was a moment of pride and togetherness that y'all don't get to see very often.
Exactly. And like I said, it didn't even have to get to violent, fisticuffs. It could have been just them not letting those white people beat on it. That, we don't get to see that often. And I hope we start to get to see that more. It was just more of a thing that, for me, of black people coming to a black person's rescue. And I mean, it wouldn't have been as funny, but I still would have had the same enjoyment out of it. Yeah. But man, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm glad you came on.
Just remember, you won't ever catch this crack-a-lackin'.
Crack-a-lackin'. I haven't caught. See, I kind of want to do, because you got a 4-part series. Virginia. Yep. What is it? Virginia.
Yes, Virginia. There is swamp gas.
Right. Yes, Virginia. There is swamp gas. You're in your part 4. Right?
Yeah, that's the finale. That's the end.
See, I haven't listened to any of them because I've been busy. Went out to Chicago and all that stuff, but
I know, motherfucker, you were not too far away, and had I been in a better position, I'd have met up with your ass.
We stopped over in, I don't know if you've heard of it, Pinkerton. I usually stop in Pinkerton.
Yeah, Ohio.
It's in Ohio. Yeah. I usually stop in Pinkerton because it's like the halfway point.
Right. You were only about 3 hours away from me. If I had been in a better position,
you said only 3 hours. No, it's not that bad. It's not.
I have driven 7 to 8 hours to go down south before to see people in the past. Mm-hmm. Like 3 hours ain't shit, but it is 3 hours, and most of it's in Ohio. So yeah, it is pretty bad. But,
Ohio is a long stretch, but anyway, I digress. It's
like the worst kind of woman. It's wide and flat.
Jesus, bro. Nah, when you first get into Ohio, it's a lot of mountains and shit. You're still dealing with like the Appalachians or whatever.
Yeah, that's actually just Kentucky. Like Ohio isn't good enough of a state to actually get that. No, it's still Kentucky.
Oh, okay. And everything else is just flat, and it just seems like you ride through Ohio for the longest. But anyway,
try driving through the center part of Texas.
I drove through Texas before.
Yeah,
it's all the way through Texas.
Way worse.
It's long. It's pretty.
Anyways,
long.
Sorry.
But no, I wanted to wait till you were done, and I'm gonna listen to all of them, kind of like back to back to back to back. I didn't know, like the first one came and I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And right when I was about to watch it, part 2 came. Then I got busy with some other stuff. I can't remember what it was. Then part 3 came and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to wait till you're done because I don't know if this is going to get all the way to part 10. But anyway, I'm going to listen.
We capped it off at 4.
Okay. Briefly tell us what this is about.
Okay, so I cruise around the internet. I read different news stories and articles and stuff like that. And an article came up about the UFO craze in 1966 here in Michigan. Like there were mass sightings during I want to say it was like June or July in 1966 here in Michigan. And so I started doing some looking into it. And as I went looking into it, there were names that popped up that I remembered from studying other things. You got to remember, I'm a fucking conspiracy theorist, right? Like I believe in aliens. I believe in Bigfoot. I believe in a lot of shit.
You believe in a good, you believe in a good conspiracy theories, not the flat earth and shit like that.
No, fuck that. The earth is round.
Okay.
And the moon is real.
The moon is definitely real.
I don't know if the moon landing was real, but the moon is real.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Anyways, so like we started looking into it, and it ties into Project Blue Book and the players that were involved there. We also touch on the Men in Black and how I believed what they actually were, where or what they started as and everything like that. And then the final part, we cap everything off talking about the hearings that happened, where they pretty much just came out and said aliens are real, and collectively society went, and
they've hinted, well, they flat out said it years ago, even when Obama was in office. I think that's when they started doing those hearings, and they were like, yeah, it's some shit out there that we can't explain. There's some shit out there that
they were pushing for the hearings. This is the first time they've actually had an open public forum where they have sort of said something. And here's the thing.
But you would see like certain members of the military go on like talk shows and stuff like that and talk about this shit. Like legit.
And then the active military came behind. Yeah, active military came behind them and was like, yeah, they're crazy.
I've been hearing about them talk about the flipping Tic Tac for like a couple years now.
Mhm.
Basically, it's a tic tac that just twirls around, and it can get from like point A to point B, which is like miles away from like a shit ton of miles away from from each other, and they can get there in a second. They can't explain it shit, and it defies what they're saying is it defies the laws of physics, which means you can't to fathom that we can create technology that does that on Earth. We don't have that technology. It can't be from here. It has to be from somewhere else.
Well, the other thing that I pointed out is it wasn't so much what they said at the hearings, it's what they didn't say and how they didn't say it. Right? Like, because when he was asked a couple of point blank questions, he's like, well, I do have knowledge of that, but I can't answer it. I'd be happy to talk it over with you in private and give you more information. To which me, that's saying, yeah, whatever you just asked me, but I can't say yeah.
I think you're talking about when they said that have they procured extraterrestrials, and he couldn't. He didn't want to say yes or no on camera, so he was like, "Well, we can talk about it behind closed doors," because basically he's saying, "I don't have the authorization to tell you this shit on an open mic. We're gonna have to talk it."
Well, and the other thing is too, he was very, he chose his words very, very carefully. He never once was referred to them as extraterrestrials, right? He referred to them as non-human intelligences.
Yeah.
Right? So now that has everyone like, are we talking interdimensional, interplanetary? Are these creatures? There's some people that believe that they're creatures that live in the depths of our planet, right? Like there's a world within a world. So I don't know, but like
no, I definitely know. There's bro.
My biggest question is what are they distracting us from now?
Exactly. But before we even get off of this, I don't know if you remember when they asked Obama. I think it's when he left office, like about extraterrestrials, and he avoided that question like the plague.
But he smiled while he was doing it.
Yeah, and he basically said, well, there's some things out there that we can't really explain, so I'm just going to leave it there. In so many words, that's what he said. He said, we can't explain it. For me to talk about it, I wouldn't be doing anybody any justice, so it means it's some shit out there.
Well, Jimmy Fallon, I think, asked him point blank after he left office, was like, do you have information about aliens? And he said, I do. And then Jimmy pressed him, and he's like, I'm not saying anything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I believe that's the one I'm talking about. So yeah, crazy shit. Where can people find the Cult of Odd?
Fuck it, just throw Cult of Odd into Google. Most of the time, I'm spending my time on Twitch, twitch.tv/Cult of Odd. But you can find us on iTunes and Google Podcasts and everywhere, every fucking where. I made sure. Our last episode, part 3, got 665 downloads.
Nice. Oh, shit.
None of my episodes have been under 400.
Wow.
I'm fucking flabbergasted, but I'm grateful.
Keep pushing, bro.
Yeah.
Keep pushing. But man, I want to thank you for coming on. It's been a minute since you've been on, so I had to get you up in here. I need to get your take on the brawl for it all in Montgomery, Alabama. Glad I got you on here. Need to get you on here more, and I need to come on the Cult of Odd. So I'm saying it now. I need to get on there.
Yeah, Twitch has this thing where we can do a guest star type deal.
I saw that.
I don't know how it works, so maybe you and I should take a day and fuck around and find out.
Let's do it. You know how it is, man.
Yeah. I get you.
Yep.
Life.
Hell yeah. You about to play some GTA role playing, ain't you?
I'm about to fly back in as Rooster and get up to some shit tonight.
Yep. I'll probably do the same thing. Actually, I know I'm about to do the same thing, and I'm pretty sure I'm on stream. All right, man. We are out, bro. Thanks, bro.
You ain't flying in as Rooster.
No, I'm not flying in as Rooster. Artist Vandalay, baby. I'm out. All right, folks, there you have it. That was my interview with the Odd Man. Very glad to get Odd Man back into the fold. Not like he was out or anything. We just, he wasn't really been doing anything for a while as far as like streaming and creating content. And we were also busy playing GTA roleplay a lot. And plus I wasn't doing anything as well. So it's cool getting him back into the fold. Please check out the Cultivar. Those people, I say it all the time. Every time he's on here, and sometimes when he's not, he's doing good work over there. His new series, 4-part series. Please check that out. Check out the Bigfoot series. Check out the Legend of the Dog. I think that's the name of it. Please check out the Cultivar. I love their platform. I love their show, and you can probably catch them anywhere anything is streaming podcast. Please check them out. But I'm about to get out of here. Not too much to say. Like I said, this was a quick episode, quick hit. Definitely wanted to talk about this topic where it's still somewhat relevant. And that's about it. Before I get out of here, just want to give y'all, y'all people a tip. Want to give y'all people in power. Just give y'all a tip. We are not our ancestors. We will whoop your ass. We out. Peace.